see. Hopefully you can hear me. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys. Sorry. Hey, this is RCKY, the Android guy. Sorry, it's a bit of an issue right now. Basically, as you can see, this is not our regular studio. We are filming from a remote location. I'm doing it at a hotel because I came with my fiance to a wedding in San Luis Obispo. It was a really nice time, but I'm still here. I didn't want to miss the show, of course, so I'm coming to you with my Surface camera, which obviously is not as good, and I'm using these headphones for the mic. So hopefully you can hear me okay. It sounded like it was having issues at first, but now it looks like my voice is picking up. So with that said, if you are newer to our show, we first go over the mobile news that happened during the week. Then we go over everything that happened that was emailed to me with questions at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com. So if you want to get your questions answered and you cannot tune in live 8 p.m. every Sunday, then you just email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com. We don't have our lower third right now because it's not compatible with this, unfortunately. So hopefully you guys will be able to email me or tune in live next week. All right, let's get to the first topic that happened during the week. And this is pretty good because it's a free giveaway. So Android Pay currently has a promotion running. And basically, if you use the payment system for Android Pay 10 times, you will get basically through Tap Pay, Tap 10 rewards, basically, you basically get from now till February 29th, you get first free song, then you get, second tap, still looks like another song, sixth tap, again another song, and then the 10th tap is a Chromecast. This is really cool, definitely something I would recommend, obviously, for anyone that is planning on using Android Pay, just because obviously this allows you to basically pay with Android Pay and get something out of it. So that's a really good feature. So yeah, if you don't have Android Pay, this is what you want to do. Again, offer ends the 29th. This is for US only, so that's important to note, and it's limited to one per person, so just note that. But yeah, so you have that, you get to redeem it and use it for a checkout one-time use. And you have to redeem it by, you have a full month to redeem basically. So you can redeem it by March 31st. But you get a free Chromecast, you just use Android Pay, check out the Android Pay rewards, and then you can, of course, tap it 10 times, use it, and then you get a free Chromecast. So pretty good news. All right, as it seems to be weekly now, we have another batch of S7 news. And the first one comes from EV-Links, who generally is typically right, but so this does explain a lot, like he said. We will have a Galaxy S7, S7 Edge, and S7 Edge Plus. All three will be at launch in the next coming months. So I still believe it's going to be, it's looking more like it will be March now. I don't think, obviously, we would have probably heard if the announcement was in January. So the announcement will probably be in February, and it will be released in early March. And that's what it looks like it'll be. But the great thing about this is that we are going to get 3 new devices. Lots of fun should be had. All right, we also find out that the S7 may launch for cheaper. That's right, compared to last year's model, the S7 looks like it's going to be cheaper than it was before. This is pretty big news simply because of the fact that we now know that the S7 is going to be even cheaper than the S6 was, and that was cheaper than the S5 was last year as well. So this is pretty interesting to note for the fact that we are going to get an even cheaper variant of the phone. Hey, I'm always all for prices keep going down and down. Now, what's also important to note here is that the G5 is going to launch at MWC to basically go head-to-head with the S7. So that's pretty interesting, as LG typically launches closer to May or June. but it looked like this time they wanted to launch at the same time. Now, here's my big thing about this. I think this is a bad move by LG, honestly. I do like LG a lot, but they're not going to sell as much as Samsung. And the reason why I think this is a bad move is because we've seen it happen. Look, we saw HTC last year go head-to-head, same exact launch date as the S6, and it didn't sell at all. And that's one of the big reasons why the M9 failed, besides obviously the camera being subpar. But because of that, I just really think this is a bad move for LG. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think this is a bad move by LG to try to go head-to-head to the Galaxy S7? I just think, the numbers don't lie. It doesn't sell anywhere near the amount of the S7. So during that launch period, I just don't think it's going to disrupt it. I think it's just going to hurt LG. And finally, the last bit of news of the S7 looks like it will have live photos as well. So it's going to have its own variant, basically, of this, and it's going to be called Vivid Photo. But basically, it's going to be just like iPhone's live photos, which is just basically a GIF. So you're going to get a little small GIF, and it's going to be, a couple of seconds, and that's about it. So we've seen this happen and other things, but I don't know. I think live photos kind of died out already before it even really had a chance to stick. I don't know anyone that has an iPhone that does use iPhotos simply for the fact that obviously it takes up too much memory, and their 16 gig iPhone can't take it. All right, the other big news this week has been two things. One, Samsung does officially announce that they will be making Snapdragon processors. So this is really big because now they are going to be making the Qualcomm processor as well as the Exynos processor. So the reason why this is so big is because now Samsung effectively makes every single big name brand processor. What do I mean by this? I mean that Samsung makes the A series processor for Apple, they make the Exynos processor for themselves, and they make now the Qualcomm 820 processor coming this year. So basically every high-end smartphone will have a Samsung processor inside of it this year. That's pretty big news, and it's just because this new 14 nanometer is just really good, and a second generation version of it, so it's just going to be really low powered while being fast. And they, again, have seemed to have a much lower heat coming from it, which is really big on, obviously, processors continuing to be less and less heat heavy and more cooling efficient. And finally, the last bit of news comes from HTC. So we now know the Oculus Rift costs $600. However, what we now also learn is that you will also have the ability to have the HTC Vive as of February 29th. Pre-orders go on sale. We do not yet have a price point for this, but man, if they get, I would say 400. If they do 400, they will undercut Oculus by a lot. If they can afford to do it that cheap, I'm not sure. The Steam devices have not been that inexpensive, so we'll have to wait and see if they can do it that cheap. It should be interesting to find out. All right, let's go back. Sorry, guys, it's hard to deal with. If you're just tuning in live, we are at a remote location. I'm at a hotel. I just did not want to miss an Android Weekly. So I'm coming to you live from a hotel with my Surface camera and Bluetooth headphones as my mic. All right, let's go to the first question that was asked during the week. If you're watching live and you want to ask a question, just leave your question in the comment section down below, and I'll get to it before the end of the episode. However, if you aren't watching us live, just email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com, and hopefully I'll answer your question next week. All right, Brenda asked the first question, and she's had issues with group text messages. So basically, she has her husband has a Verizon 4G LTE, and then she has a Note. And basically, she can text message her husband fine directly, but when it comes to group messages, everyone gets it but him. So here's the thing, because she has Sprint and her husband has Verizon 4G. Even though she didn't tell me what phone her husband has those. So here's the thing: both you, when sending a group message, it's sent as an MMS, which you say, oh, it has MMS under his message. So here's the thing: to have an MMS, you need to be able to have data on both phones. This cannot be under Wi-Fi, so you will have to have not Wi-Fi, but data on both phones. Now, there is a couple of things that it could be besides that. So for one, turn off your Wi-Fi, just use your 4G or 3G, whichever one you and your husband have when you're there, and send that message. See if that, obviously do this in a controlled environment before doing it out in the normal world. But if you do this, see how that goes. If that does send, then that's what it was. For some reason, your Wi-Fi wasn't allowing your 3G or 4G LTE to send. Now, another thing could be is if he has an iPhone or if you have an iPhone and it's trying to send through iMessage instead of through a regular text message, group message. Now, again, I do not know what phone he has. And you said the technician did something and it did work, and now it hasn't worked since. So again, I'm not really sure what he did. If he did the Sprint optimizer, basically, that's a possibility. I would turn that Sprint optimizer off. To do that, you go into settings on your phone and then turn the Sprint optimizer off, or just make sure you have coverage for Sprint, not Wi-Fi, but coverage. So actual 3G, LTE in your area for Sprint, because if you don't, then guess what? You're not going to be able to send group messages that way for that reason. So hopefully one of those issues will solve your problem. All right, the next question comes, Ricky, I have a Galaxy Note 4 and have asked back in December when Verizon would give us 5.1.1. You failed to ship it by the end of December. Well, it's 2 weeks in January, and I still don't have it. Do you think at this point we will get it, or go right to Marshmallow to February? Well, here's the thing. I do not think that the Note 4 will now get Marshmallow in February because the Note 5 still doesn't have it, and Note 5 is supposed to get in December. So unfortunately, I do not think the Note 4 will get Marshmallow till most likely March or even April at this point, because the Note 5 still doesn't have it, and no carrier in the U.S. has Marshmallow on their phone yet. And that includes the Note 5 and S6, which will get it before the Note 4. So for that reason, I do not believe that you will get Marshmallow until then. If you get 5.1.1, I do believe that's a possibility, but I just do not believe you will get Marshmallow until, unfortunately, now March or April, because the Note 5 hasn't even gotten it yet, and it's mid-January. So for that reason, I do not believe the Note 4 will get it till then. All right, Eric asks, do you think the S7 will be IP67 waterproof? I do not, to be honest. It's a good question, right? Like, will it go back to its waterproofing the S5 had? I don't believe so. I believe they're still trying to focus more on the look of it than anything else, and just make sure it looks clean, and all the aesthetic and changes will be on the inside, not the outside. So I do not believe so. No, I do not believe the S7 will be IP67. Good question to ask. I just don't believe it will be. All right, and the last question before we get to the comments down below. Follow your YouTube instructions to run faster on my Galaxy Tab 3, but options on my Sprint device, they don't have developer options. Well, remember, you have to unlock developer options. So you have to go into your Sprint device, and when you go to About Device or About Phone, I think with Sprint you have another section called, I think Sprint calls it, what is it called? It's something like software status, and then under software status, you hit build number repeatedly, and then you'll get developer options. But developer options does not come with your phone automatically. So remember that it will not come with yours automatically in that way. So that's important to know. Okay. All right, now we have all the questions. All right, so let me start answering your questions in the comment section down below. Again, if you're watching this live, feel free to ask any question and I will answer it before the end of the show. All right. Hi, Technology King. When is Marshmallow coming out for the Note 5? It's a great question. Unfortunately, we have had no update from Samsung on getting Marshmallow for the Note 5. We've had betas of Marshmallow come out for the S6 and Note 4 in different countries. Nothing official yet coming out for the Note 5. I'm not sure. I want to say February, the end of February at this point. We haven't seen anything. Unfortunately, Samsung is dropping the ball on it. So yeah, I would personally say that we will not see the Note 5 get Marshmallow until probably the end of February. Is the Gear S2 getting more apps? Google Maps, WhatsApp. You know, I don't see it ever getting Google apps, honestly, just because it's Tizen. Google would have to develop its app for Tizen, and I don't see Google doing that. That's just my opinion. Will they have wireless charging for tablets? Yes, I believe they will have wireless charging for tablets before the end of this year. I think we will at least see one tablet with it. Whether that really kind of comes about, we'll have to wait and see. But I do believe that we will have wireless charging for tablets before the end of this year. So you talk about changing your channel name. So what is your conclusion on the name change? If you tuned in last week, we had talked about, I had asked your guys' opinion on, changing my channel name to, still RSCKY, but instead of the Android guy becoming either the tech guy or even the technology guy, just so we can cover a broader range of topics, because at CES, I had a lot of people asking me to cover topics, but they weren't in the mobile industry, so I felt kind of weird about covering certain ones when, it's just like I'm suddenly covering a PS4 game and I'm the Android guy. It just nothing relates to each other. So because of that, I had asked you guys, what do you think of a new name? Would you guys still watch it? And all of that. Right. I'm still debating on that. A big part of that would actually be if I can do it, to be honest, because to do that and keep this channel, I would need to effectively ask Google to change the website address for this channel. If I would get that approved or not, that is the main concern I would have. So hopefully we will be able to get that first and foremost, so I can have that option open. So yes, that is the current status of it. When is Marshmallow coming to the Note 5 for T-Mobile? Again, I think probably the end of February is the soonest we'll get Marshmallow on the Note 5. What is the best Android Wear that you can answer on? So the only Android Wear where you can pick up the phone without the phone, meaning that you have what the Gear S, what the Samsung's had, what Apple has, and you can pick it up on the watch itself. Well, there is only currently one answer for that, and that is the upcoming Huawei Huawei watch. The Huawei watch will be the first one that activates the speaker. Now, others have routed their current Android Wear to do this, but it is not official from any other Android Wear out there. The LG or Bane LTE also could do that, but that got pulled immediately before it was even really sold. So if you were one of the lucky few that got that, well, then you were one of the few that were able to get it. But yeah, on any of those watches, unfortunately, you cannot do that. That's one of the big drawbacks of Android Wear as far as I'm concerned at this time. So this live 360, yes, this is live. I am live right now, coming to you from a hotel. How do we get Marshmallow S6 on the, or how do we get Marshmallow on the Galaxy S6? You can't yet. It's only a beta in certain countries. So you can root it, but none of them are going to be right now. What is the best thing? Oh, the same question. Yes, that's the best Android Wear you can answer on. Any word on Note 5 T-Mobile update? Again, Marshmallow, I know is the question. It seems to be the question right now. Nothing. Samsung is dropping the ball on their update. Yeah, they do not have updates for Marshmallow yet. It's a big issue that Samsung is having, and as I can see, that's a question that a lot of you guys have. Can you help me fixing a black screen? A black screen typically means that the digitizer has been broken. So not the glass part of the screen, but the part behind that has been broken, meaning that you have to repair that. How do you repair that? Well, you can possibly repair that at a local Office Depot. They do fix screens there. I'm not sure if that means digitizer. Generally, with Samsung phones, those are paired. I know no matter phone or tablet, they said the most expensive was $200. So you can go to your local Office Depot and see if they have that, or else obviously there's lots of mom and pop shops that fix broken screens. Let's see. Do you know when Marshmallow is coming to Note 4 for T-Mobile? Like I said, that Note 4 T-Mobile won't probably get it till March or more likely April. Will we see Google Glass come back? I hope so. I love the idea of Google Glass. I really thought it was a great quality, but it's just something that they didn't do it right, and they had no app development for it. I think if app development was available for it, I thought it would be really good. But Google Glass just didn't come because of that. And obviously, a lot of people were afraid of Google Glass as well, just like, oh my God, privacy is gone. No, it wasn't, but, people were just afraid of it. Have you used the new Gear Designer? No, not really. I just haven't played around with the watch faces as much. I did Social Watch and I did a couple of other watch faces. I just haven't played around with the watch faces as much on my Gear S2 as I had before. The watch styler was a big one that I used on my Gear S. I just haven't used that much on my Gear S2. Hey, thanks for covering the Nexus 6P. I now own one. It's great. Coming from iOS user. Hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jonathan. Glad I could help. And yeah, we have a show every week. If you ever have any questions on your Nexus 6P, tune in and ask. Do we know the screen size for the S7 variant will have, or is it still just a rumor? It is still just a rumor. However, you can guess it's a 5.1 to 5.2 inch screen for the regular S7, and the Edge Plus variant of the S7 will be a 5.7 inch screen. So it'll be about half an inch bigger than it. Yeah, sorry, I can't get this lighting right. I'm doing it with hotel lighting, so it's, this is the best lighting I can get. I hate the way it looks right now. Do we know what screen? Oh yeah, that's okay, thanks. I noticed that you are using a Surface, so that's your favorite tablet, I would assume. Yes, I'm using a Surface Pro 3. That is currently, I would say, the best tablet on the market to kind of blend in the two. So why I would say that is I feel that I entered a very different phase. I had a laptop all the time for work, and I had a tablet. My current tablet was the Galaxy Tab S2, as well as the Tab S. So I switched between those two. And I had the Surface, and I had my work laptop. I changed companies, so I no longer have that work laptop, and I had to buy a laptop for the first time in about 4 years. So because of that, I was like, well, I want to get something that can just be my all-in-one. And that's what this is for me. The Surface Pro 3 was a tablet that I could do every laptop function I needed on. So that's why Surface Pro 3 was the best one for me. I also got a very good discount from Microsoft on it. I got it for about $750. And with that $750 price tag, I still had to buy the keyboard case separately, so I bought the keyboard case separately. After I bought the keyboard case, though, then I have gotten the what do you call it? After I got the keyboard case, then I still had again 750, so it was about 850 that I paid for everything, and I got an i7, 8 gigs RAM, and 256 solid state. So really great tablet for me. Definitely probably my favorite one on the market right now. Again, to do everything I would need a laptop to do, and it just happens to be called a tablet. I really consider this a laptop, not a tablet, but it's under the category for that. It's a girl Huawei watch. So the Huawei watch, the one that's coming with the speaker built into it, is the new blingy one. It's called the Huawei Watch Elegant and Jewel. However, they will update the regular Huawei watch that starts at 350. They will update that one when those come out. And they will activate the speaker that is built into the Huawei watch. So you don't have to get the girlier looking Huawei watch. Will LG make a Flex 3? I don't think so, to be honest. The Flexes did not sell that well, and they've really gone more towards the V10 series. So I do not believe they'll make a Flex 3, to be honest. Or I believe if it is going to be a Flex 3, I don't think it'll come out in the US at least. How is the new Samsung level headphones? Better than the Bose Q25? You are actually listening to me. These are actually the level headphones. But that is actually what I've been talking to you on this entire time. So far, they are really damn amazing. I have a friend reviewer that has reviewed every single set of headphones on the market, and he thought that, yes, these were a lot better than the Beats easily, and he thought that, yes, it was definitely up there when it comes to beating Bose or anything else on the market. So he specifically said they were higher than the other one. Still reviewing them. Right now, I've been testing the battery life. I've not charged them since I got them. So far, the battery life's been really good in that case. Noise cancellation is amazing, by the way, too. Turbocharge on the Edge Plus works sometimes. Other times, it just says cable charges. What's with that? Do you know anything of why the variation? No, it should always be fast charging unless something is wrong with your connection, maybe the cable's going bad or something else could be going wrong. I'm not sure without kind of testing it out myself. I personally, what I do is I like to test that. And I think I gave this advice to someone last week. Go to Best Buy maybe, and they probably have a Samsung fast charger there. Try to plug that in. If that works, then it might be your cable. If it doesn't work, then it might be your phone. That's kind of the process of elimination you can do for that. What features would you like to see on the Galaxy S7? Someone asked me like what features I would want to see on a phone. I mean, for me, for the S7, I really want a better battery life. The S series I thought was a really low battery life compared to the Note series and Plus series that came out. So I really want a better battery life on the S series. Better camera is even better. I mean, I love my Note 5. I take great pictures with it all the time. But the one feature I would really love to see, but I don't think we're ever going to get on a flagship smartphone, is Zoom. If we could get Zoom on a phone, like I was at a wedding today, I would have loved to zoom in and not lose quality while, taking a photo. If we could do that, I think that would be the biggest step we can do in smartphones. I think that'll be a huge improvement. How do you completely disable apps from accessing the internet when not connected to Wi-Fi? The current restrict background option still lets them work on data. It depends on the phone, actually, Jonathan, because you can do it in certain phones. Like on my S7, Smart Manager allows me to do this. With the Nexus 6, I'm trying to think if there's any way to do that, because still you've gone into not mobile networks. It's I think it's data. and you've disabled it so that it can't do it. Try to go into, again, I don't have my Nexus 6 unfortunately with me. Try to go into settings, the data manager, and then under that, see if there's a button at the top, a little 3-dot button for menu. Hit the menu button and see from there if there is another option so that you don't do it over Wi-Fi, or go into Wi-Fi as well and make sure that things don't download unless they're connected to Wi-Fi. There's some kind of option like that. I can't think of it off the top of my head, and I don't have my Nexus 6 with me to check on it right here. What's the best way to charge your phone? Very simple. The best way to charge your phone is one of two ways. You either get a fast charger to quickly charge. So like I have my battery pack right here. I'm charging my Note 5, which I'm using the hotspot for to do this video right now. You have your fast charger. If you're charging it overnight, you use a wireless charger. But otherwise, you should not be charging your phone overnight if you do not have a wireless charger. Plain and simple, it won't overcharge your battery like a regular charger will. A regular charger will overcharge your battery, and there goes your battery life. And that's why after 6 months or a year, your battery life sucks because you overcharge your battery. And that's how it goes. You're awesome. You're certified. You are my go-to Android guy. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that very much. I'm your biggest fan of all of them. Thank you. Appreciate that. I wanted to say something too. It was so great at CES when some of you guys actually came up to me. I had 3 people recognize me as the Android guy, came up to me and everything like that. And the first time it happened, I even felt bad because I was like, oh man, I should have oh my God, it seemed like he had wanted to take a picture, but he didn't because I felt like I was kind of off-putting because I just shot a video and I was talking to someone and he had just came out of nowhere. And at first I wasn't sure if he really was being sincere. And then when I realized, I was like, oh man, that's such a cool thing that I met a fan. And then I met another one, and then I met another one. And it was really cool to meet some of you guys over at CES. So if you ever see me, feel free to, please let me know, if you want to take a picture or anything like that, or just want to talk about tech while you see me there. If I can't, if I'm on my way somewhere, obviously understand. But I never mind stopping to talk to you guys and chatting up anything. So it was really great to see some of you guys at CES. So again, I love seeing my viewers in public. And so yeah, if you ever see me, feel free to reach out, and yeah, it would be great. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. Thank you very much. How big is too big for a smartphone? I think 6 inches is really pushing it. I think there should never be a smartphone bigger than 6 inches. However, I think you can make a 6-inch work if you trim down the bezels, because 5.7 isn't too far off from 6-inch, and 5.7 works on my Note 5. So I think if you trim down the bezels, then you'll be great. Do you have a VR headset? If so, do you use it daily? What's the best VR in your opinion? The best VR is the Gear VR. However, you obviously need a Samsung to use the Gear VR. That is the best one. There are some good ones on Amazon for if you want to use the Google Cardboard kind of VR. And I'm considering you're talking about mobile VR. It's not the virtual reality systems that are not yet out yet. They will be out later this year. HTC Vive, Oculus Rift, and PlayStation VR are all coming out this year. And I can't really say which one's the best one because it depends on what everyone comes out with and what price points these all are. But currently for regular VR, which is available right now, the Gear VR is the current best one, and it has the most support. Google Cardboard is a great virtual reality solution, but you want to get an actual, there's a version on Amazon, I think it's like $37 or $32, and it comes with a remote so you can actually control it through Bluetooth for all the virtual reality apps. That I think is necessary because I don't like anything without some kind of controller buttons with it. When are you having a giveaway? We're going to have a giveaway in about 2 weeks because the next giveaway that we have will be for our 4-year anniversary, which is in February. So we will be having a giveaway in February. So stay tuned for that. I already have 2 things that I know I'm going to do for the giveaway. We might get some more. I like to do 4, so it's 4 years, 4-year anniversary. We're going to have 4 giveaways. So hopefully we'll have 4 giveaways for that. Which app do you like for the Samsung VR? I did have 5 best apps for virtual reality. Check that out. I was trying to remember if I did do that. I did do that. 5 best apps for the Samsung VR. Definitely try that out. Probably my favorite is game. I think it's called Gunjack. That's probably my favorite game for VR right now. It's such an immersive game, and it hits every point that a VR game should. Probably my second one that I would say right now is, or sorry, not my second one, but I think Netflix VR is great, and the future is definitely coming from VRify. I love that app. I really can't wait for that to come out. I saw that at CES, and we talked about it in our CES coverage. But that one's going to be great. So yeah, those are the Netflix, Oculus Video, where you can see your own videos on your VR. Oculus Video is great for that. Do you think the S7 will be able to use 200 gig SD cards? To be honest, I don't care. I don't need more than 128 gigs, which, if it does do it, it will. If it does do SD cards again, it will have it. I do believe the S7 will have an SD card slot, but there's just no telling right now at this point if Samsung will go back to it. But all that I really need is that yes. Do you know any home security cameras with great picture quality along with great zoom capability? My friend actually does home security systems, and he typically uses Monoprice, and he swears by it. Very clear quality, 1080p recording. I do not know if they have Zoom though, but check out Monoprice, and they apparently have really great solutions for that. Do you use fast wireless chargers? Do you recommend one, affordable one? Currently, there's only one fast wireless charger, and we learned about fast wireless charging at CES, although we didn't do coverage for it because it's not yet out. So currently, the only fast wireless charger is Samsung. The reason why I say it's the only fast wireless charger is because it follows its own protocol. It's proprietary protocol that only the Note 5 and Edge Plus have for the fast charger that Samsung sells. However, later this year, Tilt and a couple other manufacturers are going to have fast wireless chargers that use 15 watts instead of 5 watts. I think they even use less wattage actually for wireless charging. But basically, it's going to go up to 15 watts. However, the phone will probably stop from what we hear at about 7 or 8 watts, or else it's going to get too hot. Here's the thing. When that comes out, then manufacturers will also need to make their phones to this standard of fast wireless charging. So for that reason, that is the only way. Other manufacturers that might say it's fast wireless charging, again, the only one that currently is available is Samsung's fast wireless charging with their proprietary technology. Other ones might have the new system of 15-watt wireless charging, which is faster, but there's no receiver phones that yet have this. There's none on the market right now for phones that are yet compatible with that 15-watt receiver. None of them have the receiver for this 15-watt wireless charger. In terms of, is there third-party ones that follow Samsung's protocol for fast wireless charging? Possibly. But when it says something like 3 coils or whatever, that's actually because it needs, so how wireless charging works is like this. Your wireless charging needs to be flat directly on it. However, if you have it like this, it can overheat your phone because it's not charging correctly, which is why a lot of wireless chargers say 3 coils. It's not that it's charging faster, it's just that it's making it so one of them will be lined up properly for your wireless charging. So that's what it's saying, and that's what it's talking about when you see a 3 coil. And even though it might say fast wireless charging, there's not fast wireless charging outside of Samsung right now because The technology was made at the end of last year, and there's no phone that yet has it this year. So there you go. Long story. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to follow. Oh, out of all the smartphones you tested those far, which one did you have the least glitches or lag with? The Note 5. The Note 5, I've had no glitches, no lag. The Note 5 is currently, in my opinion, still the best smartphone, although the Huawei Mate 8 is coming up right behind it. If I had had the Huawei Mate 8 last year, it would have easily made the top 5 smartphones of the year and would have bumped off the whatever number 10 was. But the Huawei Mate 8 is an amazing phone. It definitely has some things that I do not like about it, though, and it definitely has some amazing things that I do like about it. So stay tuned for that. We will be reviewing that soon. Probably within the next 2 weeks, we're going to have the Huawei Mate 8 review. And then we're going to start with the comparison, especially the first comparison will be the Note 5 one, because that is a big and important one, I feel. I have the S6. Would it be the same as the S7? Like, what is going to be different? I mean, we don't know, to be honest. We don't know what exactly will be different between the S6 and the S7. What we do know is that it will most likely upgrade the basics. Faster speed, better camera, better battery life. Those 3 features will most likely be upgraded, and that's what most people care about. What other features will be upgraded? Well, that's what we're going to have to wait and see. Those are most likely going to be the 3 upgrades. Besides that, who knows? Why did Samsung Galaxy Round fail? There was no real support for the Round. It was really a test market, and people didn't like it. It didn't sell well. And then they tried out the Note Edge, and that sold better. So because the Note Edge sold better, then they became the S6 Edge, and then it became the S6 Plus Edge, or Edge Plus. And that's why it didn't sell well, and the concept didn't have a benefit. At least the Edge, although it doesn't have a great benefit, has a benefit. How does one transfer photos from a micro SD card to another micro SD card on another phone? Couple of ways. One, if you're going Samsung to Samsung, they actually do allow you to do that with Smart Switch. If you don't have that, I don't have my keys with me. You can just get basically a couple of things. You can get a memory card reader, so you can take out your memory card, get a memory card reader that has a micro USB, which they do make those, and basically just kind of like have your memory card reader with the micro SD plug into the other phone, and then use the My Files app or it's usually something called My Files or My Organization Files or something like that. And then you can just go in there, copy, and then paste and move all the files from one micro SD card to another. And that's the quick ways to do that. How can I get the best quality from my Note 5? You watch my videos on how to speed up the Note 5. Make sure to watch that video. How to improve the battery life on the Note 5. And obviously, if you haven't, the 10 hidden features and 10 more hidden features videos. Honestly, that'll pretty much do it. But how to speed up, I cannot stand when I use a phone that's not sped up. So I instantly do it now. It's like every time, like I'll have like a friend's phone for like a minute, and during that minute, I've already sped up their phone because it annoyed the hell out of me how slow it was. So that's one of the biggest things. Definitely speed up your phone the way I show you on that video. Out of all 3 new Galaxy S7 phones, which do you think will be the best? That's easy. It's going to be the most expensive one, but the best one will be the S7 Edge Plus. Why? Because it's probably going to have more than double the battery. Well, not double the battery life, but you're going to have about 6 more hours probably on battery life compared to the S7 Edge Plus compared to the regular S7. So 6-hour longer battery life, yes, that in my book is easily worth why it would be better. And most likely that will happen with the bigger phone. So out of all 3 variants of the Galaxy S7, the S7 Edge Plus will be the best one. Doesn't know the Note 5 know if you have charging protection? If I have charging protection? No, it will still overcharge. Here's the thing. every smartphone has what's called trickle charging. What trickle charging does is basically it tries to stop your phone from overcharging, but it doesn't. It basically just slows that process down. It basically charges up to 100%, goes down to 95 or 90%, goes back up, goes back down, goes back up, goes back down, and that will over time damage your phone, and that's it. That's all there is to it. How do you enter in a giveaway? How do you enter in a giveaway? We do that every time we do a giveaway. We let you know you have to subscribe to both this channel and my other channel, the Mainstream Movie Guy. And then from there, you have to post on your social network, Facebook, Twitter, or Google Plus or Instagram, just your favorite video, and then send me a screenshot of it. We go over that when I do all the rules for a giveaway when we have it. So yeah, just stay tuned. We'll have an announcement video when we're doing our next giveaway, and I'll have the rules there. I have a Samsung Chromebook, and when I use Bluetooth, it won't tell me what to do. I do not have that much experience with Chromebooks. I will be honest. I just haven't used them. For me, I'm not the user for a Chromebook. A Chromebook is really good for certain users, and I got one for my mom. I set that one up. That was about it. I've never used a Chromebook besides the time I set hers up, and that was it. I just never needed to. It should be something in Bluetooth. I would assume on the settings on the Chromebook that you should have a Bluetooth option. From there, you could pair like your mouse or whatever Bluetooth thing you're trying to pair to it. From there, after you put the mouse or headphones or whatever it is in Bluetooth pairing mode, and then it searches for it, and then that should be fine. So you're saying that another charging pad, Showtech fast wireless charging, works for the Note 5, and it could be using Samsung hardware that does it. So that's entirely a possibility. That's what I mentioned earlier, was it could be using that technology, but right now Samsung, like, that fast wireless charger won't be compatible with another phone later that uses the new fast wireless charging standard. That's only going to be fast charging with Samsung's proprietary fast charging that's currently available. It's really annoying. Basically, fast wireless charging was not standardized, so Samsung created their own standard temporarily for their Note 5 and Edge Plus. Once they switch to the standard, though, that will know that charger that you currently have, including my Samsung fast wireless charging, will not work on the new fast wireless charging for fast wireless charging. It'll still wirelessly charge everything, but it won't fast wirelessly charge. Hopefully that makes sense. My wife wants an LG phone. She's coming from a Note Edge. What do you recommend? The best LG phone to come from a Note Edge to is the V10. The V10 is an amazing phone. It's the best LG phone currently on the market. However, at this point, I would probably wait till the G5 is announced, which will be at the end of February, if she can wait that long. It most likely will come out in March. So I would wait. That's me personally. But if you need one now, it would be the V10. How big will the new S7 phone screen be? I kind of answered that earlier, but basically it will be 5.1 or 5.2 for the regular S7, and the S7 Edge Plus will most likely be still 5.7. I have an iPhone 6s, and what will be the same? I have an iPhone 6s. What will be the same as the S6? What will be the same? Your internet connection will be the same. Certain apps will look similar, but they are different devices overall. I mean, the entire, your battery life will improve. Your camera quality will be much, much better. But yeah, it's the OS is not that similar, but similar enough to where you'll understand it. In my opinion, the biggest thing is sharing is a lot easier on Android than it is on Apple. That's always been my opinion. Hello, I have an LG V10. Any tips for the fingerprint scanner? My tip for the fingerprint scanner would be to do it multiple times. So this is my recommendation. So say you have a fingerprint scanner right here, right? So do it with the top part of your finger and then do it with the bottom part of your finger. And so do that, that's one finger, then do that, and that's another finger. Then you won't have to worry about your position when you use the fingerprint. And that's my recommendation for the V10. The fingerprint scanner of the V10 is not that good. It's been well documented, it's not that good. Hey, Ricky Cube content, thank you. Stupid autocorrect, I'm so sorry. Yeah, so that's the Chow technology. I have no problem with the case in my V10. 32 gigs enough for you, or do you need more on the Note 5, no SD card? Personally, 64 gigs is my sweet spot. As long as I have 64 gigs, which I've had on the Note 5 now since August, I'm good. I'm good with 64 gigs. I do not need a better one in my currently. So yeah, I don't need a better one. The 64 gigs is perfect for me on there. Can I charge my iPhone 6s Plus with a Samsung fast charger? No, there's no way to do that. Several reasons why. iPhones do not have wireless charging, for one. And secondly, they don't have the same regular charger for another. So no, there's no way to, iPhone 6 cannot fast charge in either way, through direct connection or through wireless charging. The iPhone 6 Plus does not have fast charging at all. Which phone is the best fingerprint scanner? I've never had any problems with the new iPhone 6s and S Plus scanner, as well as the Note 5 and Edge Plus scanner. Never had any issues. The scanners are amazingly perfect, and yeah, that's perfect. If I get an iPhone from Craigslist and the iCloud is locked, can I unlock it? No, not really. I think even if you jailbreak it, you still can't really unlock it, unfortunately. Look more into it. I'm not an expert on getting around the iCloud lock feature. I know of it, but I just have never tried to get around it personally. But I think even if you jailbreak it, you still can't take off the iCloud lock. Look on it. I'm not an expert on that, so I don't want to say something and then it's not true. How much memory do they use on the 64 gig Note 5? How much memory do they use on the 64 gig Note 5? Now, I have a T-Mobile variant, so obviously that could vary between different phones. But let's see how much system memory is. It's calculating right now. And yeah, I just realized we're at about an hour. So they use 9.7 gigs in the system memory. Now, this is also with every update that's come out, which has been about 5 updates for T-Mobile Note 5. So that's pretty much it. So yeah, 9.7 gigs out of these 64 gigs is what the T-Mobile Note 5 uses before you use it. Can I film a good quality YouTube video with the Note 5? Absolutely, absolutely. Those Samsung Pay videos, if you take a look at my Samsung Pay videos, those were filmed with the Note 5 at 1080p at 60 frames per second. So check those out. Those were filmed with that. Also, my CES coverage one, the very first one when we were at CES, I forgot the name of that one, but when I said there would be no Android Weekly, that one is also filmed on the Note 5. So just to give you an idea of how your Note 5 videos would look on YouTube. Does the Gear S2 have Samsung Pay? Nope. Samsung Pay is supposed to come out this quarter in Q1, or my guess is it'll come out with the new Samsung smartwatches, but we'll see. It's supposed to come out in Q1 of 2016, so we're still waiting on it. Is there a way to actually stop pop-up ads? Yeah, ad blocker. It's not available on the Google Play Store. If you get ad blocker, you will stop all your ads. Plain and simple. Will Marshmallow come to the V10? Yes, Marshmallow will come to the V10. I would assume LG would get it next month, to be honest. LG is pretty good with updates, so I would assume LG will get Marshmallow on the V10 shortly. How do you like the Razer Watch? I haven't really had as much time to play with the Razer Watch, so I got it, unboxed it, and had to go on this trip, so I haven't got as much time to test it out. Hopefully, I will over the next couple of weeks. I know the iPhone 6 doesn't have fast charge. What I mean is, if it won't damage my battery. Yes, your lightning cable for the iPhone 6s Plus will get damaged over time. That's why iPhone battery lives tend to be really bad after a year. It's because you overcharge your battery by charging it overnight. What was your first Samsung phone? So I'm going to go with smartphone. Simply because of this, that a Samsung smartphone. Hold on. Hey guys, be nice to the person. Yes, I would recommend you remove your phone number from the comments. Actually, I'll try to remove it. I don't recommend doing that. I'm going to remove this. So I removed that. You don't want to ever put your phone number on there. I won't text message people. You can email me. Feel free to email me at asktheandroidguy@gmail.com. But I won't text message or anything like that with viewers, just for safety purposes. But yeah, sorry, I just saw that in the comment section. I wanted to remove it. You just never want to put your phone number because everyone else can see this, and you don't want everyone calling you. Sorry, just had to deal with that really quickly. What was my first Samsung smartphone? So the first Samsung smartphone, my first Samsung smartphone, because my first phone, I don't remember which one was Samsung and which one wasn't. I'm talking the flip phones and the candy bar phones. I don't remember which one was Samsung and which one wasn't. I think my first Samsung smartphone was the Samsung Charge. It was Verizon's first LTE, it was Verizon's second LTE smartphone that came up, and that was my first one. So that was my first one. My first Android was the Motorola Droid on Verizon. I'd been with Verizon ever since like AirTouch, so I'd always been with Verizon. So I'd only went to the other smartphones recently when I left Verizon and went to T-Mobile. Is there a proper break-in procedure for your battery on the new phone? Is there a proper break-in procedure for the battery on the new phone? Do you mean opening the phone up, Richard, and then swapping out the battery? Technicians can do it, but you need to be a technician. You need to know how to take apart the phone and be able to put it all back together, glue and all, adhesive and all. So it's a little bit more complicated. But I know people that know how to do it. If you go to a Sprint, they all know how to do it. The technician ones there. But yeah. Your first phone. Oh my God, my first phone was like it was a candy bar phone, the one I can remember at least. It was a candy bar phone from Verizon. It was like the backlit buttons were green, and it was a green screen with black text. That was my first phone. It was, I want to say, it was I think around 1998 or something like that. I want to say, yeah, it was almost like 20 years ago. Is there an external lens that you would recommend for the Note 5? I haven't played around with them as much. I just haven't had a need for like a wide angle or fisheye lens. So, and that's pretty much what it is. You get a wide angle fisheye or macro. lens. I haven't played around with them enough to know which one would be a good lens, so I couldn't help you on that front. Yeah. How would you rate the major phone companies like Samsung? Huh. Um, how would I rate the major phone companies? So I could only really rate them in terms of the US simply because Xiaomi and other ones really aren't of it, and Huawei really isn't. Huawei is a huge presence overseas, but not in the US yet. Yet. So I would say in terms of the US, I would say in terms of the major phone companies, how would I rate them? I would rate let's see, who would be at the top? I would say Samsung overall would be at the top. Um, as much as I badmouth them, iPhone has to be number two, not only for how much it sells, but overall like really good quality and consistency. LG would be number three. HTC, Alcatel, Huawei, around there. And again, in the U.S., there's only so many manufacturers. Like Sony isn't a big presence here. There's a lot that missed out in the U.S. market. So, have you tried the Sony 950 Bluetooth series? No, I've not tried them. I'm sorry. I just I know Sony has a lot of them, but I have not tried any Sony headphones. Would you recommend not to overcharge? What do you recommend to not overcharge your Note 5 fast wireless charging? No. Wireless charging won't overcharge your phone, whether it be fast wireless charging or not. Wireless charging will not overcharge your phone. You can safely wireless charge overnight, and you're not going to damage your phone. You're okay with wireless charging. Thanks for your Liver channel. No problem. I remember the phone. I remember that phone. It was called the chocolate phone. I think it was LG. I think it was before the chocolate. I remember the chocolate phone. It was before the chocolate phone, like further back than that. I think it was a Motorola. You got to remember, I'm talking AirTouch. I'm not talking Verizon. I'm talking AirTouch. So it was farther back. Or no, that wasn't Verizon though. And my mom's was an AirTouch. My first one was Verizon one, but it was before. It was before the chocolate. It was before that chocolate. Yeah, because the chocolate was in the 2000s. Do you know of a cheap wireless charger for the LG V10? Um, I don't know. I don't know of. I don't. Does the LG V10 have wireless charging? And I just forgot about that. LG V10. Off the top of my head, I do not think the LG V10 has wireless charging. Got it. So, yeah. The LG V10 does not have wireless charging built in, but you can get the wireless charging cover for it. So yes, you can get a wireless charging cover. Any wireless charger works with it. All wireless chargers have the same technology, with the exception of the fast charging one that recently came out. So any wireless charger that you find online will have it. Tilt is a great brand. It's one I recommend, and they have great wireless charging technology. That would probably be my favorite one, but they're not usually the least expensive one. Tilt, TYLT. What earbuds are better, Powerbeats 2 or Jaybirds 2? I'd probably say the Jaybirds, but I haven't had hands-on with them. But from what I've heard, the Jaybirds are better sounding than the Powerbeats 2. What are your thoughts on the Galaxy Note 4? Galaxy Note 4 is a great phone. It's just older now, so I mean the Note 5 is better than the Note 4 in every way, in my opinion. But yeah. What's your opinion on the Moto X Pure Edition? I just got one and I like it, but the screen is disappointing compared to the S5. Yeah, the Moto X Pure Edition is a great phone. I don't think it made the top 10 if I remember correctly for the best phones of 2015. Yeah, the screen isn't as good as it's not. No, wait, no, that's not an AMOLED screen, right? I don't think that one was an AMOLED screen, but overall, yeah, it's a good pure edition phone. If you want stock Android, that's good for it, but that's about it. I heard some negative impacts on phones. Isn't that a myth? What are you talking about? I'm not sure what you mean. Are you going to put more videos on the other channel? Yes. The mainstream movie guy I saw this weekend, I saw Ride Along 2, and I saw The Revenant. I will be posting videos as soon as I get back in town. Unfortunately, because this trip happened, I did not get to upload those videos before I left. So, yeah. All right, guys, we'll call that a show. Went a little over an hour, and it is kind of hot with these light bulbs. They're pretty strong, even though it's not brightening on the channel. All right, guys. Thank you, as always, for watching. This has been RSTKY, the Android Guy.